Hello guys, I'm back again and this is just a little announcement video. Um, Now this ain't gonna be 100% like a definite thing, but I had this idea to make a direct sequel out of Patient Interview, and I'm gonna title this one Patient Interrogation. Now, this one is going to be around 2, maybe 3 years after the events of the first one, and this is going to be like a revenge story of Ryan Tedder, and it's going to be like in a similar fashion of the first one, where he only really has like one little interview scene. This one is going to be a little torture scene where there'll be a few more characters introduced. You're gonna have the victim, who has a score to settle with Ryan Tedder, and like he really pissed off Ryan Tedder in a sense. And there's also going to be a protagonist character now who also knows a lot about Midnight himself, and they have such rivalry that has been going on for many years, but it'll get mentioned at some point. And also, Midnight himself will have a slight evolution in this version, as this time he will be a lot more menacing, and he will probably have a lot more brutal lines, and he's probably gonna be a lot more graphic and a lot more creepy in this version, as well as having a completely different costume as well. Like, instead of having just a t-shirt and dressed in black, you'll have a slightly more stylized costume in a sense, and to make him look more like, well, why would he call himself Midnight and not have a costume? But I don't want to make him look too much like a vigilante of sorts. I want to make him look sort of like a criminal mastermind, if you will. And also, it'll be probably, I'm hoping it'll be a longer version, like maybe an extra 5 minutes, because it'll be a lot more of a personal story in this short film. Like, it's not like in the first one, you don't really get a whole lot of Ryan Tedder's backstory as such, as he keeps on contradicting what he says, so much to the point where he contradicts his own name at one point, saying that he might have other names. Well, it'll go slightly more into his past in a sense, while keeping the origin ambiguous, till at the very least make an origin story of him, which I'm planning on writing the script for that too, but I'd rather get the sequel done first, because it's probably a lot more interesting in my eyes. Because I'd rather have Ryan Tedder have a backstory which is further explored, but not to the point of it being completely known, because I'd rather have his all complete origin ambiguous. And a few people have asked me about the guard from the original, who was only there for like a few seconds, Greg. And a few people asked me whether or not he's going to come back in this version. And I cannot confirm nor deny about Greg's status in the script. I know everything that's going to happen pretty much. I've sorted the whole thing out. Like, it's going to be a revenge story. Ryan Tedder will be a lot more creepy. He will have a new costume. We're going to have a new character slash protagonist, who I might add is also going to be part of the Aiken family, which will also bring Joey Aiken referenced a few times throughout the sequel. And also there's going to be a gang. There'll be a few other stuff, and it's going to be somewhat bigger than the original, and I really hope that this becomes a reality because there's a lot of people that I want to have more of the story of Ryan Tedder Midnight. And people want either a direct sequel, which is what I'm hoping to do first, or an origin story for him, which will probably be done further down the line. But as long as, but I'm really, really hoping to be able to do the sequel and literally film it because I really enjoyed doing the first one. Like it was a lot of fun having a lot of crew, and I had such a blast playing the character of Midnight, and I kind of want to like go more in depth with the character and exploit the mythos again because it's really interesting to delve upon and like create a new world out of this because it has a lot of potential. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'm currently working on the script now. I know exactly what's gonna happen, and I know all the characters, and I've also have the origin possibly happening, but I don't know. Like, I'll get back to you whenever it becomes a reality, and if it does, I'll let you know, and I'll keep updating you on it, and maybe, just maybe, I will like show you guys the first draft of the script for Patient Interrogation because I really need like feedback so that I can get it all pitch perfect. So that's pretty much all I have to say, and I hope to see you all very soon, and I bid you all farewell for now.